Well, you know, there's a barn find in a barn. How nice. See that? See that logo? See that door? Wow. I can't remember the last time I've seen one of these in a junkyard or sitting in a driveway or in the street. They didn't sell a lot of them. Little piece of Chevrolet history here that you don't see very often. I'm Tom Cotter. The first car I found, I was 12 years old. I'm 61 years old now and I'm still finding cars. And in this series, you'll see that there are still plenty of cars left. What would you take for the two cars? The 34 Ford Phaeton. Boy, look at that.
And
we're going to meet a gentleman now named Ralph Robinson, and we're told that he has an old fire truck that he was part of restoring years ago to use in parades in the town of Winterport. Little by little, the gentleman who built the vehicles, the 7 of them, they got old, they retired, and so now Ralph is the one that's going to sell this vehicle, hopefully to go to another good home for somebody that likes to let kids enjoy it in a parade as well. So this, did you have to get a new logo or is that the original?
that's original.
Is that right?
That's original. Yep.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And the radiator, original?
That's original. That's what they call a German brass. That's all original.
Wow. You want to uncover it or is that too much?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I need help to get it off, so
Okay, well, we're here.
I'll get rid of it. I can go straight.
Oh, look at that, okay.
Easier than I thought.
Whoa. So how long has this cover been on there? 20 years or something?
Since it's been here,
Wow.
it was moved here in '98.
So tell me, the ladders fit all inside here?
Yep.
And what fit up here?
That's why you kept all your hoses.
Ah, okay. So we're seeing this for the first time in 20-something years. Can you see what that odometer says? So it looks like it's got 32,000 miles on the odometer. 3286 something. I'd say 32,000.
It'd be 32,000.
Yeah. And there's
A lot of these, there's a speedometer run while they're pumping too. Because this is what they call a mid-mount pump. There's a transfer case and it takes it off the road on the pump.
so the engine,
While the engine's running and pumping, the speedometer's still running.
isn't that something?
That's what they call a mid-mount pump.
Even when it's idle,
When it's sitting like this, pumping, the speedometer keeps on running.
and that speedometer, is that rotary like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was the name of the town it was at? How-
Bridget, me now,
No, back in the original early days.
Holton.
Holton, Maine.
Holton.
2 hours north near the Canadian border.
Yep.
So, of the 7 guys that own this, do you have any favorite memory about?
Just having the Children's Day parade and have the kids look at it when we're going by this.
Originally 7 guys owned this vehicle and they took it to parades together. Now Ralph bought those other interests out and he owns this. And then now it's time for him to see this go down the road. So he's going to sell it, hopefully to go to a good home with somebody that'll take it and use it in parades as it was restored to do so many years ago. See you in about an hour. I have your address, yep. All right, we're welcome there right now. He's got to leave by 4:30. So we've got to hightail it because it's almost 2:30 and we might need an hour to film this. Hopefully it's as good a story as we hear it is. Oh my, look at that. Oh, this looks too good to be true. Wow. So this is a real barn find. I mean, it's authentic.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's been sitting there for, I want to say 14 years now.
And so this is Chevrolet, what year is it?
1938 Chevrolet Deluxe sedan. Yeah, yeah. And that was in the barn next door. My dad's, the plate on it says 56, but the inspection sticker has 1959 on it. That's been the last year
It was on the
it
road.
was on the road.
1959, it's been off the road. And it's
I
been
do-
indoors ever since.
Yes, and do you want me to tell you the story of the car?
I'd
now,
love to
or-
hear it. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
My dad, his mother worked for the tuberculosis sanatorium in Fairfield, and she knew people that worked there, and this young couple met people that worked there. One had a Packard coupe sedan, and then the fellow owned this car, but when they got married, they didn't need two cars. So this was 3 years old when he bought it, and he paid $350 for it.
So it's a 38, so it was 1941 your dad bought.
1941 that he bought this, just before going into the war.
And how old was he at that time?
Let's see, in 1941 he'd have been 20 years old.
Born in 1921.
Yeah, this was his first car that he ever bought.
$350, no kidding.
And he made payments. He paid a down payment, and he paid the fellow over time. And he kind of wished that he got the coupe sedan, not this one, but this worked out. So the war came. He came back from the war. He used this car for a period of time. And I think about 1950, he let my grandmother keep this car. She got her driver's license. And so she drove this from about 1950 to 1959. Yeah.
So the cylinder head is off.
Yeah, yeah. And I've got another engine. It's the same 216 engine. It's all been rebuilt. It's down in the other side of the shop, down underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
So my intention, it needs to be really all redone, the whole thing.
Think so, yeah.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
See the fan next on the steering column?
Oh yeah.
Blew right on the driver.
I kind of forgot.
And look at that steering wheel. That's got to be a deluxe steering wheel, banjo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. How many miles are on it?
Ooh, wow. I think 106,000, something like that.
Did your dad must have taken care of it? I mean, obviously, did he wash it and wax it? And
I painted it once with a paintbrush.
no kidding. Oh, this is a great car. And the air is still in the tires.
Air's still on the tires. I probably put air in them 13 years ago or 14 years ago when we moved it.
And the clock still tells proper time twice a day. Would you consider selling this?
I don't know. I told Peter, I said, I just like it being here and seeing it.
You know, that
I
makes
love
sense.
antique cars, and I say that this is the only one I kept out of all the old cars that I ever had. I kept this one.
Yeah, very nice.
And my dad did say, you know, you don't really need to keep that. He says you can sell it if you want to. And I said, well, I like seeing it here when I come up.
I know what you mean, yeah. You've got a great place here. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
We were driving down the road in Dresden, Maine on Highway 27 and saw this in the driveway here. So we had to stop and ask about it. This is a Chevy Monza. Chevy Monza was a car that fit between a Vega and a Camaro. It was kind of right in the middle. This was to simulate, in a street version, a racing version of the Chevy Monza that was racing in IMSA back in the 70s by guys like Al Holbert. Engines in here with fuel injection and put real big wide fenders and big tires, and these would road race against Porsche 956s. I can't remember the last time I've seen one of these in a junkyard or sitting in a driveway or in the street. They didn't sell a lot of them, but a pretty neat car. You know, this one may or may not be for sale, but we figured we'd stop and ask anyway. Little piece of Chevrolet history here that you don't see very often. We're at a place in Wiscasset, Maine right now called Twisted Iron. And this is Mike Benner. He owns Twisted Iron, which is a hot rod shop and a chopper shop. And it's not the cars he's working on in the building. They're really cool, but we're looking at his little private junkyard in the back, and lots of these cars are for sale, including this Thunderbird, 56 Thunderbird. So this comes with a parts car.
I have a parts car, yes.
And how complete is the whole package, do you think?
I have probably 3/4 of what it needs.
You know, I've been looking for old cars since I'm 12 years old, and I can count on one finger how many 55, 6, and 7 Thunderbirds I've found in a junkyard. You know, these cars were always desirable. People always fixed them up. Men, women, everybody loved the 56 through 55 through 57 T-Bird. So to see one in this condition that comes with a parts car, it's pretty tempting. I don't think this is worth of restoration, but I think for a street rod, this could be really killer. How's the body and the floor? It's probably pretty rough, huh?
The floor's gone.
Yeah.
Rockets are gone. Quarters need some repair.
What would you take for the two cars?
I'd take $5 for the pair of them.
$5 for the pair. I mean, how do you beat that for a 56 T-Bird? Jeez. So this is a 59 Lincoln, and Mike bought this to chop the top and lower it and put a big blower out of the hood. But it's, you know, if he can sell it, he will, and it's $3,500. This has got to be one of the largest American cars ever built. Probably 5,000 pounds, 6,000 pounds, I don't know. What's rare about this is it's a two-door. You never see a two-door Lincoln like this. Sometimes convertibles, but most of the time four-door sedans. So here's what, I don't know what year, does it have a title? 86. Here's an 86 Xjs Jaguar. As you can see right here, V12. And what about out by the road there? What do you got out there? So this is a 58 Etzel two-door hardtop. And I don't know much about Etzel's engines because they were a slightly different breed than a Ford. That's probably a variation of a Y-block. It's got a 4-barrel. And it's probably it says Etzel 400 on it, so it's, I guess, 400 cubic inch, something like that. Unusual thing about this is how you shift the transmission. It's in the middle of the horn button. And so you shift drive, reverse, neutral. Take a look over here. Park, reverse, drive 2, drive 1, neutral. We're riding down the road in Vassalboro, Maine, and came across a place that said old and classic Fords. So, wow, I gotta pull in there. Saw a couple of old cars outside, came inside and met Peter Rennie and asked about some barn finds. And he knows all about barn finds, including the car he just recently dragged home. Why don't you tell us about this?
This is a 1934 Ford Phaeton. It's been in one family since it was new.
So a 34 Ford Phaeton. Have you tried to start it?
No, the engine is free.
Can you open that hood?
Yes, I can. This model is 85 horsepower. There was instructions on the windshield to turn the car over occasionally, put it in gear, and move it to keep the clutch from sticking. Do not leave the emergency brake on to keep it from sticking. But the engine is free. There was oil in the cylinders, and my plan is to rebuild the electrical and the fuel system, and I'll have to replace the windshield, but I'm going to drive it.
Just the way it is.
Just the way it is. This is real patina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see this very often.
Now, how did you find out about this car?
Well, I got a call from Owl's Head,
Oh, the museum, okay.
the museum in Rockland, and Toby Stinson gave me this woman's name, and she lives in the Booth Bay area. And she said that it had been in the family since it was new, and her mother thought it was time that the car was moved on so someone could enjoy it. Finally, after a month, a week ago, Friday, we went down and pulled the car out of storage.
So just a week ago?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. Wait till you
Well,
see it.
wow.
I don't know if I really want to restore it. I love it just the way it is.
So you might sell this?
I may. So.
All right, we'll have to talk afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
was in Pennsylvania.
there's a sign here. Note,
Right.
leave handbrake released while in storage, depress clutch occasionally, and turn over engine with hand crank. ACF, whatever that is,
Right.
11/18/85. So that was put on 31 years ago.
Right. And this is what they were doing, and this is what kept the car from, sticking.
So it says
Freaking out.
6,900 miles. That can't be original.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that's what it is. I'm not sure. But appearance-wise, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, can we see some of the other cars you've got?
Well, sure. Anything you want to see?
Good. This is a rare one. Mercury came out in 39.
39. Yes.
All right. This is a 41 Merc, so it's the year before the United States went to war. So the Mercury was a upper level Ford, a nicer level of trim, and some of them had more powerful engines later on. This is a 41, so pretty darn rare car. It has a Ford style to it. You could tell it's a Ford, but the grille is different. To me, it's got a much better looking grille than a 41 Ford had. A 41 Ford had a grille here in the middle and then two ovals here and here. To me, it's a much more stylish grille on the Mercury. And this had 100 horse, and the Fords had 85. So if you got a Mercury, you paid more money, you got more power, you got more trim, and it was to halfway to, say, a Lincoln. It bridged the gap between Ford and Lincoln. Mercury was halfway.
Everything's pretty well intact.
So this is all original.
This is all original
yeah.
upholstery. Probably somebody like LeBaron and Bonnie would like to have this for patents.
No kidding. So it's probably got 108,000 miles. It says 08.
Yes.
So what would you ask for this?
Oh, this is around a $5,000 car.
You know, for a Ford V8, flathead V8 vehicle that is very complete. I mean, right down to the Ford logo glass.
Yep.
It's $5,000. Wow. Now, $5,000 for that Phaeton inside?
You got that on you right now?
Well, I have my credit card. Now, doodle bugs are interesting.
Yeah.
This is what, if you were during the Depression era, a farmer who couldn't afford a John Deere or a Ford tractor or a Massey Ferguson because they were $800, you could buy a used Model A, either a car or in this case a AA truck, and chop it down and make a doodle bug. All right, what else do you have?
Come on.
Let's do it. Four-door sedan?
Four-door Model S.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, you started to paint it.
someone, yeah.
This is quite a car. Wow. So is this what you're asking for it, or is that what you bought it for? 63,000 miles, $10,500. Oh, well, you know, there's a barn find in a barn. How nice.
Okay.
See that? See that logo? See that door? This is not staged. This is real.
That's not fake. It's
Wow.
all real.
Wow. So this is a 1934 Ford. Is this a 1-ton truck?
Yeah, you could call it a 1.5 ton truck.
Ton and a half. Dual rear wheels. Short bed. Pretty much short bed,
Yeah.
right? Oh boy, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
It's been here 20 years. What would you ask for this?
Oh, probably 75.
$7,500. We met this wonderful enthusiast named Peter Rennie who opened up his barns to show us his collection of cars and trucks, many of which are for sale. Interestingly, he probably has 30 cars. He's the guy that people call when they want to get rid of cars, somebody passes away, and that's how he acquired a vehicle like this truck. Go find that guy in your town, or better yet, become that guy.